Hey people, Indra here, 1v1, Solstice Plateau, blue side. Anter is a Demon Hunter, a melee spellcaster. A strong support and control begins with an energy regeneration aura. Up against, GoldStar is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Some Black Legion. Solstice Plateau then. No, never heard of this map before. I don't know where it came from, I don't know who made it. There was no signature graphic on a load screen, so I don't think it was Swift or Adilla or Z-Talk. I have no idea. We have a contested victory point here towards the southwest and naturals up towards the northwest. Kind of the same VP layout as Fedrid Folly kind of thing. Very open in the mid. A bunch of cover but very few structures in the way of shot blockers and stuff. Very, very open. Would be great for tanks. Looks pretty cool. Like the standards blowing in the wind. Some kind of ruined battlefield type thing. We got double heretics for GoldStar. So good doom bolts on those strat squad fellas. They already have their Tomes of Titan. That was banishment on the heretics who just got consumed. Stormtroopers now weighing in, but they are a little bit light for this fight. CSM with Eternal War as well. Another doom bolts you saw on the strat squad. Heretics are taken out. Misjudged that fight, did GoldStar. And somehow, Strat Squad get away with no losses. That was pretty lucky. Good special from the Sorcerer there. Daemonhunter now joining in. I thought they were going to get destroyed in that fight because the Strat Squad were going to start dropping models, but they did not. And the Heretics wiped. Hunter's Blade on the way. And no cap game so far. More Heretics. This is the southeast corner grabbing a contested wreck point there. Daemonhunter now with that power melee weapon. A decent threat to the CSM, draining their energy, although they don't really use it for anything. I don't even know why they have energy. CSM. There's the Rift Tear to mess with their movement a bit. The Daemonhunter just casually backs away. Sorcerer did not chase, and Sword of Flame is coming up. I think it's worth getting Vestments of the Warp here just to teleport in on the Stormtroopers and completely take them out of the fight, basically. Especially with Sword of Flame, that would really mess them up. They do not like swords on fire, those guys. CSM didn't drop a model either. Heretics getting consumed. There's the Doom Bolts. They were in heavy cover though. Just got their Sergeant up and they take out a CSM model. Grenade was actually nicely dodged there by GoldStar. They did replace the Heretics they lost. Sorcerer gets his energy drained from the energy burst and slowed down and goes down, I think. Yes, goes down. GoldStar a little bit sloppy there. Put Coruscant Flame on himself, but it wasn't enough to keep them going. Stormtroopers took a bunch of damage, only dropped 2 models though. 454 to 500 very early on. VP lead for GoldStar, but they dropped Heretics, which wasn't a massive deal. But dropping your Sorcerer, having to spend 250 to revive, especially after giving them Sword of Flame. Looks like the Strat Squad heading up to this northwestern area. Kind of flattened, built up area here. Trying to grab some wreck points and things. This VP still uncapped. Are they going to go fight some Heretics? Default Heretics will get destroyed by Strat Squad, especially with their Tomes of Titan, which does give them more melee damage and health. There's the energy burst. And if they can hit that banishment well, even better. They're outnumbered here though. They might not be able to see them anymore. Sorcerer still down. Daemonhunter gonna grab that fully matured contested wreck point there. And we do have operatives now for Anter. Fellas with shotguns and a bunch of tricks, smoke grenades, melter bombs potentially, and an incendiary grenade now that they have the fallback plan. Can break their own retreats and come back into the fight. Also gives them some health regen when they do that, I believe. Unless that was removed. And they drop a flash grenade as well. Lots of cool stuff they can do. Strat Squad having to lead the line. CSM, why were they capping during that? You gotta fight, fellas. Heretics got burned up by the incendiary pretty badly. Looks like they barely get away. Strat Squad trying to finish them, but they can't quite do it. Retreating units taking 75% less damage from ranged attacks. Noise warnings though for GoldStar. in on the power using their Sonic Blaster to shake apart these generators. This is the natural power here for Antair. You see towards the northeast that GoldStar has a natural power too. Daemonhunter's in on them. There's Cacophony, they might just run off this. They probably should. Daemonhunter do a lot of damage to those guys with that Hunter's Blade. Meanwhile, Heretics having a rough time again. Got knocked over by something. Or maybe it was the Stormtroopers' grenade, their no-fuse grenade. Those fellas do have an aspiring champion though. These fellas do not. It's a good banishment set up by the Rift Tear there. Where even is the Demon? There he is. Look at the range on that Rift Tear. It's awesome. Sorcerer's back. That's going to be a big boon to GoldStar because those Doom Bolts are still super scary. Especially for operatives and stormtroopers that are caught out of cover. Goes in on the Daemonhunter, trying to out DPS him with the Sword of Flame. Looks like they're doing a decent job of it. Incendiary grenade thrown in. Daemonhunter might go down here. Yep, down they go. Sloppy from Antair, I think. That Sword of Flame, the DPS of the damage over time, really does add up. It's annoying how tall this wall is. It kind of blocks a bunch of the action. It's a hell of a retaining wall thing, isn't it? Are they meant to be buildings? Oh, it's a civilian structure. Okay, maybe they're buildings. Are they garrisonable? I don't think so. Maybe it is just a giant wall. I believe they are. I recognize those walls from my world builder days. There is a contested power in the mid, which is red for GoldStar. They did not get the tier 2 first, though. Antair did. I guess they got the Noise Marines up and they upgraded. They got Eternal War and an aspiring champion and Sword of Flame. Here comes Vestments of the Warp. Gonna be nice being able to teleport around this giant wall thing, I guess. Antair might get a 2-to-1 now. In fact, they might get a triple because they do have operatives in the southeast. Rift Tear affecting their own strike squad there. 4-2-1 to 3-3-4. More aspiring champion heretic action. There's a banishment, I should say. Okay, they're going to get mobbed to the strike squad. Need to be very careful. A little bit early on that Doom Blast, but took out 2 strike squad models. Those guys Doom Blasting for some reason. Oh, to just suppress the Daemonhunter, I think. Yeah, I don't know why Antair stayed in that fight with double aspiring champion heretics. Even with the Daemonhunter support, it wasn't going to end well. Sorcerer? What's he up to? Oh, that was weird. I guess he really wanted to bash the power right now, using the warp to get the Noise Marines up. I mean, I don't know how far away they were. Maybe they were all the way back at base. And they got the node and they got a gen. Here are some Crusaders for Antair, unique to the Daemonhunter from his global bar. He can get his guys out in tier 1 now. But here they are out in tier 2. Melee squad that become more powerful as they lose models. They can also get a really cool squad leader. There's their battle frenzy. Gives them extra health regen and damage resist, I think. I know it gives them extra health regen. It gets changed all the time. Sorcerer consumes a heretic. Strat squad now have a Justicar. Those heretics need to run. They're down to 2 models. These guys coming in with a Doom Blast. CSM trying to get that Daemonhunter down. But those heretics might have stayed in too long, or they're retreating the other way. Aspiring champion trying to flee, does not flee. Kept them in a little bit too long there, GoldStar. Operatives, meanwhile, taking GoldStar's natural victory point. And Antair's going to cap their own with the Daemonhunter. There we go. Crusader's got a decent chunk of XP there. And they're on the power. Kind of. There we go. They took a while to all get into melee. Doom bolts. See how they popped the battle frenzy there. I think it's called battle frenzy. Should be called like a battle fervor or something. something Imperium-y. Operatives being sneaky. Setting up the Incendiary with the Rift Tear there. Decently done. And now going in. Oh, is that Psychic Fortress? I think that Psychic Fortress on the Crusaders slows down and drains the energy of nearby enemies. It's one of his globals. Yeah, it must be. That's really nice. A nice thing to have against the Sorcerer, because he's quite energy intensive. They are dropping models, but as I said, they do get stronger as they drop them. Maybe lucky not to drop another one. Is he going to investment after them? No, can't warp after them because lost all their energy. Oh boy, GoldStar's down to a single unit now. 414 to 242. Here comes a Dreadnought though, and there's not a whole lot Antair can do about this right now. They could get a Operative Sergeant for the Melter. Some CSM now for GoldStar. They lost a lot. Can they recover? Here's Circle of Summoning. Spawning some Bloodletters. Speaking of Bloodletters, pretty good shout, I think. Get some Bloodletters up, GoldStar. They would mess up Strike Squad. Pretty much mess up all this stuff. There's that Rift Tear again, level 4 Daemonhunter. GoldStar's roster is freaking out a bit. Seems to be becoming more common recently for some reason. Here's the Chaos Dreadnought as an autocannon, an underslung twin-linked heavy bolter, and that mean-looking claw. Also, this guy starts off with a reduced version of melee resistance, apparently, which I always forget. Which is pretty nice to have. It's a good Dreadnought, I think, out the gate these days. There's that Melter. Slows it down. Doesn't disable the weapons, though. And smoke thrown in as well. It's a very elaborate-looking smoke grenade for a second. Sorcerer is level 2, almost level 3. There's Incendiary, and there's a bunch of shotguns, and that is Psychic Assailment from the Daemonhunter, giving them 25% damage bonus with some +7 range, is it? But they got shut down by the Sonic Blaster there. Nice idea. Dreadnought on the prowl. As you can see, Psychic Assailment lasts for a while. I think it's 20 seconds or something. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Really nice when you have conversion beamers and stuff trying to get anti-vehicle kills. Sneaky operatives being sneaky again. GoldStar then gets some heretics. Probably smart. Get the aspiring champion up so they can spot these guys, and that worship's always useful and stuff. Here comes a Grey Knight Dreadnought and another Chaos Dreadnought. Awesome. GoldStar really able to recover quite quickly here. And they've got the map with a triple. This could be a nasty fight for those Acolyte fellas. They mocked up the heretics. Dreadnought should have been in melee with them earlier, I think. But I guess they got rid of something else down there. Yeah, as soon as the Dreadnought gets involved, those Crusaders get wrecked. I think I just called them Acolytes by mistake. CSM stayed in play way too long there. And they were way too close. You got used to Dreadnought kind of as a screen for your stuff. I think they're going to be alright. There's the Banishment. It's not quite enough to take him out. Here's the other Dreadnought. The Grey Knight Dreadnought starts off with an incinerator type flamer thing. Dreadnought got warped somewhere. Oh, over here. Suddenly a Dreadnought, guys. What are you going to do about this? They're getting meleeed. There's a grenade. Oh, they took out the Sorcerer with the grenade, I think. Meanwhile, back towards the northwest, it's Dreadnought on Dreadnought action. There's a Melter. This Dreadnought's done for, I think. And now we have a full melee Grey Knight Dreadnought too. Yeah, it's done for. Crunch. Massive chunk of XP for that Dreadnought there. Level 2 Crusaders. GoldStar's in a bit of trouble. Oh, they have a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought though. So they can pop Blood Rage. And that's interesting. He's hitting the Dreadnought and the splash is actually hitting those nearby operatives. There's the Blood Rage. more damage resist, more speed, but you do lose control of your Dreadnought. But it's okay if you're locked in combat like that. Damage resist really helped it win that fight, but the Melter comes in and evens things up. CSM do have an aspiring champion. Daemonhunter comes in to tie them up. I think it's worth those guys getting Mark of Khorne, you know. You go toe-to-toe with the Crusaders and the Strike Squad and the Daemonhunter. But I guess just having the aspiring champion and going for slaughter and pulling your melee weapons is pretty damn good too. There's Blood Rage again, trying to get that Grey Knight Dreadnought down. They've just been going at it for a while. There's the win for the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. Might need to warp this thing out here now. Sorcerer revives himself and then warps it out, just in case all those melee weapons are enough to take it down there. Do they have any heretics? They do have heretics, so they can repair the big fella. There we go. It's going to take a while to repair it though, which means only the CSM and the Sorcerer is going to be on the field. 2-to-1 cap now for Antair. It's GoldStar too far behind on VPs. They're going to get a triple. Unless these guys can decap really quickly. Oh hey, we did get Mark of Khorne CSM. Awesome. Gives them power melee chain axes, plasma pistols, and the aspiring champion gets a melter pistol, which is fun. Okay, they are taking their own natural back. Also, Sorcerer teleports to this natural. Acolyte warrior leader for the Stormtroopers gives them the fanaticism buff, which is a second and a half, I think, of damage immunity. They took a model off those guys pretty quickly with their plasma guns and stuff, didn't they? What's this heretic doing, by the way? Where's your friends? Oh, he's gone on walkabout, this guy. What's he doing? Still has the base damage resistance buff, though. That is very odd. That is very odd. Rift Tear. Mark of Khorne CSM getting really messed up. Really messed up. That plasma did a number. Good special, though, from the Sorcerer. Puts Coruscant Flame on himself. The animation for that is pretty long. Ideally, you want to do it before you get into a fight. Did some good work there, the Sorcerer. There's Dark Flame to try and finish them. Did he teleport into retreat path? I think he did, yeah. Just couldn't see because it's a giant wall. And wiped him. And here is a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. We see the Rites of Exorcism, which means this Dreadnought takes more damage and is slowed down. But you know what? It's okay, because it just tore that Daemonhunter apart. Melter Bomb goes in. It doesn't stop them attacking. Also had another piece of war gear there, the Daemonhunter, but I didn't see what it was before he got destroyed. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought doing work here. 288 to 58. Terminator Librarian on the way for Antair to frustrate the Mark of Khorne CSM. There's Psychic Assailment on the operatives again. Mark of Khorne CSM scaring them. There's that flash grenade on retreat. Sorcerer comes to the VP. And we might see a triple cap. We do see a Tzeentchian Shrine here, shooting out Doom Bolts on anything that gets close. If you worship it, it will shoot them out more often. And see the blue glow on these guys gives you a 10% damage resistance aura. And you can have up to 3 of them, and it should stack as well. Here's the Terminator Librarian. Gets the Codicum Aeternum. Antair misclicked something. Not sure. Did they use the wrong global or something, maybe? I don't know what they were referring to. Terminator Librarian's been all sneaky. Codicum Aeternum himself, I think, shrouding. 211 to 58. Need to do something about this Dreadnought, Antair. A Melter Bomb and Rites of Exorcism, I don't think is enough. Will not be exercised. Is that the right word? Exercised? I think so. The Mark of Khorne CSM have actually had quite a rough time. I thought they were going to do great But they've been kind of messed up. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought's been freaking amazing though. That Sanctuary there obviously won't affect the Dreadnought. They did mess with the Mark of Khorne CSM. Heretics in trouble. They Doom Blast. Setting up a decent Doom Bolts. And then they need to run, I think, fellas. You need to run. They're not running. They're trying to get back to the shrine. There's Circle of Summoning now. Another Doom Blast. They can reinforce off that circle. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought takes out the Strike Squad. This guy's been amazing. Here comes another Grey Knight Dreadnought for some reason. I don't know why they think it's going to go differently. This Dreadnought's almost level 3 now. Crusaders level 3. Trying to not die under Heretic Assault. More Heretics showing up, but they're not interested in fighting for some reason. That was a smite from the Terminator Librarian. More Heretics coming in. I don't think this is a good fight for you guys. Crusaders will be doing a lot of damage as they drop models. Especially at level 4 now. That was a bad fight to take. Is he even going to get away? Got warped away by the Sorcerer. Here come Mark of Khorne CSM. They've lost their aspiring champion though. Need to repurchase him. Chaos Dreadnought continues to be badass. Pops the Blood Rage. We now have a melee Grey Knight Dreadnought again. And they're not going to be able to get this Dreadnought warped away because they just used it. Even if they did have the red, they don't. It's on cooldown. So this guy might go down right here. This Judgment from GoldStar pushed it up without a safety net of the warp available. They're just trying to kill as many infantry models as they can, I think. You might be able to just run it back. Because this thing doesn't have a ranged weapon. And it's going to waste time doing special attacks like that. Yeah, I think he can run it back. Heretics and Sorcerer, can they take on the Crusaders? Level 4 Crusaders. 1875 hit points, these guys. The Heretics super did not take them on, it turns out. Sorcerer in on the Operatives, a good target for them. Really messed them up. Good special, but there's the victory. GoldStar gets it with a triple cap at the end. And they're just unable to deal with this Dreadnought. It went absolutely ballistic. Many times. It did a lot of great work. I mean, the Librarian wasn't horrible, but maybe Purgation instead of the Librarian. I wonder what their misclick was. I wonder if they didn't mean to get the Terminator Librarian or something. It's possible. Daemonhunter down at the end, level 6, and we had a level 6 Sorcerer. Well played, GoldStar. They were down to a single unit at one point, weren't they? And they came back swinging, mainly with this fella. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to see a new map, and I'll see you next time.